Slightly elevated seems to work. See, if I keep it slightly elevated, it seems to work a bit better, and we can get some bubbles out that way. So slightly elevated seems to be the key for the bubbles.
To you all! For we've had some interesting Wallows of Draenor info, but fucking Saturday night we're sat here nerding the fuck out. And we're going to talk all about all kinds of stuff. So, Blizz felt in their heart of hearts to introduce some new armour for possible transmog purposes. So I had to call in the expert, the foremost expert on transmogging. Will you join me?
I will, mate.
Let's transmog.
Next time, I'm going to be totally wearing my Green Lantern shirt and hat. I just
want to be down with that.
I want to
completely
just be a face.
See through his face.
Just a face.
Yeah, completely see through.
And the Green Lantern symbol on my face. That is it. I'd be like a god.
You should wear the mask. You sold that, didn't you? You sold the mask. How much did you get for your Green Lantern mask? Cash.
I made cash money profit on it big time.
Big ups.
Big ups, mate.
Mega ups.
Mega ups.
How much
I'd almost doubled what it cost.
That's triple the revenue.
That's quadruple the net income.
That's twice as many 50p's as you started with. But how much was it? If it's £1 to £2, that ratio sucks.
I think in total it cost me like, I want to say £40 with deliveries.
Cash.
And I got 82.
Cash.
Money.
Did you get cash in hand or did you have to use the eBay machine?
I used the eBay machine, but I've got a friend who's got a very good reputation with the eBay devices.
Did you keep the outfit?
How did I sell it if I kept the outfit?
I thought someone would just buy the mask.
I didn't buy the mask for £40. No, the full suit. Because I bought the suit and had it tailored, mate.
Pyramid's pissed, he's leaving. Taking it all personal. My voice is amazing, I'm out.
You're like you've got Red Dwarf sort of like effects on your t-shirt.
Cool, it's actually the Muppets. It's actually the Muppet. Welcome! Sorry for the diversion. Welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in with us. Of course, when it is coming to new Transmog, I want to dive into it straight away. I want to get balls deep in it. I want to touch on it. I want to put my finger in it. I want to put my cream in it.
Screwdriver nice and dry.
Will you, Lord Ghost, assess a Transmog with us?
Wait.
Are you primed? I've loaded this up. I've kept it secret from you.
You have.
Are you ready?
Can we full screen?
Let's go big. Here we go.
Ooh. A nice reminiscent of the Tier 4. Look at them shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Reminiscent of the Tier 4, mate.
Tier 4 is definitely the basis of this. What do you say to that?
It's quite basic bottom half. I like the nice simple effect on the shoulders. I do like it though.
You approve?
I approve. It doesn't beat the challenge mode because that's the pinnacle of Paladin tiers.
Different colour.
Judgment. Oh, different colour. Here we go. See, that looks too Pandarian though.
Do you
that
think
theme? You know, like the Onyx thing?
Mm.
It's good though. I like the set. I like the model. I like the very subtle shoulder movements. It's like a transformer, if you will.
Have we already got better sets in game?
Yes.
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah, the challenge mode for Paladin, you've got to dig deep to beat that for me.
You've got to dig deep.
You've got to dig deep.
You've got to dig deep.
All in all, I do like that set, and I will give it some special effects, mate. Come on, work for me. Work for me. I'm not going to give it no special effects. It doesn't work. I'm going to try again. Yes! Nope. Why you know what? Alright, cool.
You know, when you brought that, I didn't ask what it was. I kind of wish I did.
You well want one of them, don't you?
I kind of wish I would have asked you what that was.
Do you like Preach, little doggy? He's a twat! What's your mouth?
Is this going to be your new friend?
Oh!
I'm going to do ventriloquism.
Oh! Well then.
With it.
Well then.
That is one of those props.
One naughty doggy. I have seen some naughty doggies in my day. Naughty dog.
It's dog approved though. The bubbles insinuate it's good stuff. This is a big hint. Couple of things to take away from this. Questions to be thrown at those guys. Are you ready?
Hit me.
There's only DOS colours. LFR no longer dropping tier.
Good.
Potentially. Only DOS colours. That's Uno DOS. Read 'em and weep.
How many raid modes are there now?
2. 3, kind of.
I'd just be happy if he sacked off tier mode.
It would be a big change, wouldn't it? It would be a very big change.
Yes.
It would be larger than a normal change. And as such, I think we need to consider the fact that it's a good change. I'm happy with that. Because a lot of people want to go to LFR for their Transmoggy Mogs. And as interesting as that is, it's kind of taking the fun out of the game a little bit. A little bit of a push. A simple gear change. You can't get your tier items per se easily. Means that people might...
I hope so.
Might just have to take up a little bit of rating just to get their tier set. But I'm not overly impressed with that tier set because it looks stylish, has some flair.
It's standard though. We've seen it before.
We've seen it before.
Tier 4, majority of that is
Shall we
tier
side
4.
by side? I think we need to side by side.
Colour scheme.
The question that has to be raised is, it is tier 4, which we got from... Karazhan, which is
and
TBC.
Gruul.
Yes, and Gruul. And Magtheridon, if we want to get technical. It's the Justicar armour.
Yeah.
And if we go over to the big screen... So it's very... I mean, it's scarily reminiscent of that. But we are going back to Outlands.
Okay.
So does that mean that we can expect to
I
see a
was
lot of the
thinking-
tier 4
I was
brought
thinking,
back,
I hope,
maybe?
well, yeah, like reworks of a tier 4. That, I like that. I think it's good.
Is the... Ooh.
And let's be honest, you can say it's potentially because they're running out of ideas, but let's be honest. How many tiers are there for each class? So it's tier 17. How many
Tier
classes?
17.
How many
11.
classes?
11 classes.
11 classes.
11 classes.
So what's 11 times 17? I'm not going to try and work it out myself.
Don't.
Wait. 170 at the 10, 180, 187.
Nice.
187.
Well, of course, Monks and DKs came at a much later stage, so there'd have to be some subtraction.
Okay, let's say
There'd be some subtraction.
160 or something.
There's plenty.
Like that. It's enough.
There's
So
enough.
they're not running out of ideas, but I like the fact that they're hopefully using that as its basis for the armours.
It does bring up an interesting question, Paladin specific. Do we want to see Crystal Forge again? Let's face facts, it's a little bit ladylike.
Very.
It's very ladylike, is it not? It's very, very ladylike.
I think they learnt their lesson with that, which is why
They
potentially.
learned a lesson with that, we went too far.
Here's the thing: you got to think
Oh,
about.
do you
It
want to
might be. It might
Let me bring
be,
this up for the people as we're referencing.
Yeah. Okay. It might be the generalisation is potentially they could be all the tier 5 sets, but Paladins, they know how hated Crystal Forge was. I personally thought it was alright.
I actually did think your Blood Elf suited the Crystal Forge. What does that say about Blood Elves? Who knows? But what I liked was they moved on to Lightbringer's fabulous. I mean, Redemption was just a remake of the Nax stuff.
Which you
That's just
can't.
the balance.
Everything of Nax original was. Look at that.
It's awful. The Redemption armor.
I like the original
Do you
Redemption.
like the
yeah.
Who likes the Redemption armor?
Yeah, I do.
Any of you guys?
I like the Redemption armor.
Any of you guys like the Redemption armor? When as soon as I saw a Paladin Redemption armor, I just thought to myself, "You suck. You suck so bad."
Divergent burns tonight. You know what I thought when I saw that? It sucks. But
It does suck. It looks ridiculous. It's so. It was. I liked actually it had square edges. I thought that looked kind of severe and brutal.
But out of all that, as soon as you get to tier 2, that's it.
I mean, how good is Judgment?
Yeah.
How good? Look at everything else that came after
You
it.
peaked
And
too soon with Judgment.
that is so. There's intricacy there that is not seen on any armor
Bring back
afterwards.
the metal kilt for a paladin.
I don't think they've done that, have they?
No, they have not.
It's hard to believe that was so long ago, because if you just look at the detail work on every single piece of armor, the crosses all the way
The
down.
shoulders are fucking books with daggers in it. That's simple, subtle, but looks awesome.
And then we're obviously going to be going towards a tier 4-ish style. A little bit of animation thrown on, but it's certainly, it's hard to, some people are saying it's not like tier 4. Come on.
Don't talk
Come on.
shit!
Yeah, don't talk shit. It's very much based on tier 4. A little bit of tweaking there. I've got to say my personal favourite is the helm. I think the helm is mightier than the sword. That helm I think was awesome. It looks very mean. Even in pink it looks very, very mean. Even in pink.
Bring up the challenge mode for paladins if you could.
I need to see the challenge mode. Challenge.
Can I see a challenge mode paladin, please?
Mode. Can't spell.
Paladin butthole.
It's amazing. It is. I mean, that is something.
That's the
special.
set.
It is. I should get it on my rep palette actually.
And that is my. Nearly made a very rash comment then. One of my favourite sets in games.
Whoa! Did you really try and commit? Because you don't commit.
I don't commit.
You
no.
don't commit. You don't commit whatsoever. But I'm excited to see that we're starting to get some looks, because people are very interested in what the look of Warlords of Draenor is going to be, and it seems to be, it's going for a TBC feel.
Yeah.
Which makes kind of sense. We are back in Outland. We are back in that stomping area.
It looks like a mix with the style of Pandaren armors, plate armors, with the TBC finishing.
Lore-wise, I'm not sure how it stands that we're going back in time but getting modernised armour. Do you see what I'm saying there?
You're creating a paradox. Have you not seen the Terminator?
There's a timeline intervention going on there that we're getting armour that physically has a mechanical component in terms of the moving shoulder parts.
Not mechanical. Magic.
You need to keep it flat, I think. Let go. Try again.
Magic.
You know, you remind me of Jubilee.
Jubilee magic powers.
Jubilee from X-Men.
Wait, let me do it with this hand.
Oh.
God damn it, dog!
You keep
Fuck
tilting
you.
it.
Fuck you.
You're so bad.
Has it got to be flat?
It's the Draenei, you fool!
It's just not playing ball. Slightly elevated seems to work. See, if I keep it slightly elevated, it seems to work a bit better, and we can get some bubbles out that way. So slightly elevated seems to be the key for the bubbles.
Is it working? My head is so wet. Thanks, mate.
It's alright. I just wanted to make sure that it works.
What was the feeling on that, actually? I just want to see some feedback on what people were saying about that stuff.
I think I noticed a lot of people didn't quite
This
like
is
it.
swag. This is swag. People liking it. It's fun.
Good.
Dope.
Dope.
+1 for dope.
It's what the kids say.
This is dope. Power Rangers Megazord. They have Paladins always have a Power Rangers kind of theme, right? Realistically, there's been a Power Rangers theme for quite a while.
No, it's because you can just link it to a Power Ranger. There's no.
That's because of a
connection.
similarity. Look, take one dick, one butthole, put them together. What have you got? Power Rangers. Definitely. I'm looking forward to the Warrior one because TBC had some amazing Warrior sets. Where even the Tier 4, I've worn the Tier 4 on many occasions on my Warriors. So an interesting variation on that. You're trying to think of it, aren't you?
No, I know it's the one with the with the horns thing and the wrapped around the horns and the mouth on the shoulder.
Was it a mouth?
Yeah, and it was brown.
Well, it was that.
What's that glowing on the shoulder? Let me Hulk Hogan in.
It's kind of a mouth.
It's a mouth.
It is kind of a mouth. But that is one of my favourite Warrior sets ever made.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Show me
love
the
that
bigger
one.
picture. Let's go there. Let's go live.
It's not Dreadnought. Come on.
Dreadnought is.
Dreadnought is.
I do like Destroyer.
Yeah, I've got all these sets, but I gotta say, Tier 4 is terrible on a female Draenei. Mother of God, that's bad.
And Destroyer is bad on an undead.
Yeah, on an undead female especially, that's not working at all. But Dreadnought is easily the best. I don't think there's many people going to dispute that Dreadnought, the original Dreadnought, not the remade one, which is just horrific. Both versions are really bad. The original blue, cold, frosty Dreadnought is amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy to see Tier 4 maybe making a comeback. I'm fine with that. I'm not a big fan of reused content, gotta be said. But it's obviously just getting modified.
If it's a theme.
It's a theme that's getting modified. They can clearly see from what they did with the Paladin that they're putting some tweaks and they are modernising it. Because come on, you can't really go that old school. They tried that in Wrath of the Lich King. Remember, we went back to basically swords that were wrapped in tape and leather-bound books and all that kind of stuff that we saw in TBC in Wrath of the Lich King. And it was difficult to. You want the new stuff, don't you? You kind of want
new
stuff.
shit.
You want new shit.
New shit.
Although, would you say that as a Transmog legend yourself, probably inducted into at least my Hall of Fame, which
Globally,
counts for everything.
It does. That is the final word.
That Wrath of the Lich King contains some of the best Transmog sets you farmed? Question. Audience, you. Same question.
Which
expansion has the best farmable Transmog gear? So
good
farmable
question.
means probably not Mr. Pandaria for many people.
No, it's one of two. It's either going to be just vanilla.
Whoa! A lot of bad stuff in vanilla.
A lot of good stuff.
Examples. Judgment.
Judgment, of
Goes
course.
without saying.
One second, let me think. One of my favourites. I know that not a lot of people like it. Night Slayer, Bloodfang.
I hate Night Slayer.
I know you do.
Bloodfang, thumbs up.
Avengers from AQ. The
one?
Warrior or the Paladin one.
Do you like the Warrior one? The Conqueror's set is what it was called.
It's the same
The
as the
Paladin
Paladin
one
one.
is delicious.
Is it? I thought they were the same looking armour.
No, the Paladin one is far superior.
Then I probably mean
the Paladin one. The Warrior one is more pink and purple.
Yeah.
But yeah,
as well as Wrath had some of my favourite and worst transmogs. Like, I love the ICC Paladin set. Fucking love that set. However, I hated the ICC Rogue set.
With a passion.
If
the ICC Rogue set
for
was
undead,
the alien head?
With like the bag on your head with the
it was the alien eyes, right?
For like an undead or something, it's got a good bit of like RP value, but it's just a shit looking set. Let's not mince our words.
I would never mince with you.
You always mince.
Okay, so we've got TBC, Kata, BC, TBC, Wrath, TBC, Wrath, TBC, Wrath, Kata. What's your opinion overall on Kata? Firelands gear was very delicious, right?
Not really. And the only reason I like Firelands had the majority of my Rogue Transmog set. That's it. But in terms of Cataclysm, the Warrior Cataclysm set from the Deathwing set, you know which one I mean?
Yep.
That is one of my favourite Warrior sets.
I never liked that set.
I love that set.
Never worried. I don't know what number it was. Do you remember? Let me just remind
13.
13? Warrior to 13. Let's have a quick goose. That one?
Can't bring it open. Yeah.
The red one. This is, you would say, your best, you think is the best Warrior set?
One of my favourite Warrior sets.
We did see it a lot when we had the Transmog competition, there's no doubt about that. But every time it came up, I think I'd point it out on the Transmog competitions repeatedly, which means more than once, is the belt. I hate that fucking belt so badly. Yeah. I really hate the belt. The shoulders and the helmet are awesome. Yeah. Really good. And in fact, I'd say the boots, because I like the armor plates and shit that are on there. But the belt spoils that whole set for me.
Yeah, really does. Good. But I do like the fact that you look like fucking Deathwing.
Yeah, like you've crafted it from his hide.
Yeah.
I can see what you got. I mean, more transmogs should be more armor, I should say, not just transmogs. More
look like the thing.
Look like the thing you got it from. Yeah, absolutely. That could be a really nice running theme. But you can't do it for everybody.
Maybe if it was warriors or a hunter. Yeah.
Well, everybody could realistically have that. I mean, items should be stuff that's concerned.
Right. Skinning, crafting in the wilderness, homemade. Yes, makes sense.
Just hunters.
Makes sense. I'll bring the dog in.
I'll bring the dog in. Don't. Is it dog approved?
Unleash the hounds, mate. Hunt me. See? Fido approved.
Is that what you're going to do when you're playing Hearthstone? It's just unleash the hounds.
Unleash the hounds, mate. That came on really well. Take a bow.
August is talking about Transmog. But I would like to see more of that, where whichever the big finale boss is, there's a theme around that. More so than we've seen today. I mean, the Throne of Thunder stuff, which obviously had the Thunder King as the end boss, that had some electricity vibes going on.
I like that. What was it? August that said it. Warriors got Garish's shoulders. Part of the set.
So good.
Just massive tusks,
it's disgusting. They're actually amazingly good and so simple. It doesn't need to be crazy. Like that's one of the things that I get. I like the animation on the shoulders, and I really like some things like the Malefic set for the Warlocks where the wings came out.
Yeah.
Was incredible. I so wish it wasn't tied to the helm because it's the ugliest fucking helm in game in my opinion. But you need it for the proc. Things like that just look amazing. But it doesn't need to be over the top to get there. Do you know what I mean? If you've got a temporary effect on there. I mean, I even go as far as to say, can I ask you a question, guys? While we're on the Transmog subject, how many of you are really not tired of your legendary cloak proc? Because I've been hanging around with a lot of legendary players recently, doing some stuff, and it fucking gets on my nerves just stood near them because it procs off nearly everything, and it's just like, and it procs all the fucking time. I find it really irritating, but I imagine I might be in the minority there as well. But if it's a rare proc, it looks awesome. Like the Malefic head didn't proc a lot. I mean, you could see it probably once or twice every fight, maybe 2 or 3. I hate it. So tired, very tired of it. I was tired week 1. I still like it. Fuck the proc. Zoo Animal is badass. So it kind of depends a little bit. Hate it and can't transmog it. It's a good point. Can't transmog it. It's a legendary item. You would raid without it because it's spoiling the look and feel of your character.
If it doesn't look good on my character, it's gone.
It's gone.
Can't transmog a legendary.
Do not care.
Gone.
I farmed it for months.
You haven't even got a legendary. It's turned the fuck off.
Yeah, I do have it. Here it is. Watch this. Deleted. Yeah, it doesn't match my transmog. Yeah. Is that a big problem that we haven't touched on?
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like we've missed out on a whole thing. Is the cloak... I'm going to sound like a transmog newbie and apologise to you in advance. Don't hit me. Is the cloak a big part of the transmog?
For some sets, yeah, definitely.
big
For
part.
some, it's not.
I find it more personal to the guy playing because you're looking at your character from behind. So it makes more sense that the cloak needs to be good for you. That's what bothers me about the legendary cloak. Is I'm going to be getting it reasonably soon. It's a horrible fucking quest, by the way. It's the worst thing I've ever done. And I just can't. I'm not looking forward to having it because it's so in your face. It's so bright. I mean, but the Diablo 3 one, your character has the same thing.
What?
Do you not mind the wings?
Oh, I turn them on. That's my thing.
I turn them on.
The wings are.
Do you not know what we're talking about with legendary cult procs, by the way? Because they are wings.
I've seen them, yeah.
Oh,
I've
okay.
seen them. No, the wings in Diablo, it's a little item in your inventory. You right click it and it stays on. You right click it again and it turns off. I just have them on because the ones that I use are quite rare. So.
Yeah! Oh my god!
I don't use them red ones that everyone's got. No, sir. Tyrion's wings up in this page.
Ah, that's pretty interesting, actually. I didn't realise so many of you actually really... Is it one of really hate their cloaks?
A lot of people, I mean, on my transmogs, I only think one has the cloak on because it looks really good with the set. The rest of them don't. And it was on my warrior when I had that full red set.
So
I had a red cloak that went with it.
You've actually turned the cloak off, straight up. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. That's pretty crazy. I mean, but yeah, I can imagine on a Bloodfang set it looks fucking terrible. Why? I'm surprised they didn't make it transmoggable.
Because of legendary.
I know. I get that it falls into that bracket of things. But
do you know what though? I know what you're saying, and I agree. It should go that way. Kind of like a gentleman's back door. It should be one way. You should be able to transmog legendary to whatever you want, but you shouldn't be able to transmog whatever you want into legendaries. Epiphany.
Why is that? Who has a problem with that? You have a legendary. You don't like the look of it. Can we do one more check? I know we've spent a little bit of time on transmog, but I don't think anybody really minds that.
Transmog works, man.
I actually don't want to see the procs. What do the cloaks themselves look like? I think shopping.
Why do you want shopping?
You can buy. Right, okay, there we go. Okay. Can I get your opinion? There's a lot going on there. They're very busy, aren't they?
Here's the thing. I mean, I don't know what stats they are for what you get, but the one on the far left with the Paladin challenge mode set, yes.
Yes.
The second one in maybe for a druid or a shaman set, okay.
A question. Let's put this to the audience while we're talking about it then. Can you guys fill us in, because I'm not entirely sure, from left to right, healer, caster, agi, strength. If you could, or tank, healer, whatever. If you could just fill us in on which one's which, we can make a better. I assume, shall we make a guess while they tell us? Green, healer.
Yeah.
Red, agility. DPS? Agility, DPS?
Yeah.
I want to say blue's caster.
Yeah. And the other one's tank. Yeah, I'd agree.
You'd think that?
If we're taking a stab at it, melee,
tank, heal, caster. The green one's the caster. Melee, and the red one's the healer.
Tank. That doesn't make sense at all. What fucking retard is making these decisions? They look like they were made for the purpose of caster, DPS,
caster,
tank. Well, I'm not going in order. I'm just reeling them off. But you know what I mean, don't you? Well, how could you mess that up?
At guesswork, that would make more sense to me.
Yeah, it would do.
Why is green not healer? Green is the caster one. What's a good green transmog for a caster? Have you seen one?
Green?
The best one I remember was the Elemental QT? No? What was he called? That awesome mage transmog that was fire and ice mixed together.
Oh, that wasn't green.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can't think of a good green caster transmog.
There probably is.
I know that if we set the challenge.
With that, if we put that in with the Pandarian stuff, because I know a lot of the stuff is emerald, so it'd go off that, but...
I actually don't mind. I think the healer one's the best.
Do you reckon? I don't...
None of that goes with anything I've got. I mean, I've got some basic transmogs.
I like far left.
With one particular set, though.
Yeah. But I do like the red one, though, as well. But with it being red, a deep red, and then a very light grey, what can you put that with?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
I get that the legendaries have got a lot of detail on them, but that kind of messes it up.
Just going back to it, the purpose, they look like, apart from the guesswork on what we thought was the tank,
but I really think that should be the tank one.
Exactly.
I think it is the tank one, right? Did we get that right? I think it was only the caster and healer one we got wrong. The lock challenge mode set. The tank one is so bad. I hate it. Does anybody like their cloak? I feel really bad now. Like, this is an unexplored area that so many people don't like their fucking cloaks. Which
Because
is
it's a
the legendary cloak.
That's
This is
why-
the big reward.
Well, you're gonna open the book on a really ancient argument that it's why the hell are legendaries cloaks and it's a quest for them and everyone has them. Legendaries aren't legendary anymore. Get that in your head now. Legendaries are not legendaries when everyone has got one of those pieces of shit on their back. Legendaries, man. Fucking Thunder Fury. Raggy's Hammer. Do you know what I mean?
I think you're forgetting meta gems and in fact just weapon gems that we had also in this.
Exactly as well. Legendary gems. What the fucking year is this? Let's give it everyone as well, you know? Let's give it everyone. No
It's a
one should
horrible
miss out.
quest.
Do you know what it is? It's the apathy for making people like... That's why they made LFR. It's so that everyone can have everything. You don't play at max level, we'll still give it you. We'll still give it, even though you don't fucking deserve it.
I want to, I'm going to just briefly touch
Fuck.
on this for Andy. But this is the legendary quest. This is what you have to do, right? To get a
Fuck
cloak.
that for a cloak.
No, wait. Well, you didn't know it was going to be a cloak. So you go and see the dude. You listen to his stuff. Then you have to collect 10 sigils of 2 types. So that's 20, which are random drops from raid bosses. Right? Then you have to get rep, which is done by farming. Rep to honoured, right? Then you get a legendary gem. Then you go and chat with him again. Then you have to do 3,000 Valor points. You can only get 1,000 per week, so it takes 3 weeks to get those. Then you have to do 2 BGs and win. You have to win one of the 2 BGs. You have to do 2 BGs and win them. You also have to get
Just one
to
second
revered.
before you carry on.
Go on.
Are these cloaks like viable in PvP?
I don't know.
And someone answer me that? Can someone answer me that? Are these cloaks viable for a PvP like set, but like an actual competing PvP set?
Then you collect 20 Secrets of the Empire, raid boss drops, random. Then you have to get exalted with the guy, farming, which isn't hard to get because the rep comes from the daily area anyway, but there's no quests to get it if you know what I mean. Then you have to collect 12 Titan rune stones, raid drops. Random.
Just before you carry on, see, everyone's saying no. Then why the fuck is there a PvP element in getting a PvE back piece? What the fuck
It's all
is this?
just-
This
it's
is why I
bizarre.
left this. I was gonna really no. This
I
is why
agree
fuck
completely. This is I didn't bother with it because I don't do anything in WoW that I don't need to do. Right? I never have, never will do. If I don't need to get a certain rep, I'm not going to do the dailies for it. That's as simple as that. But because I want the cloak for leveling, and it's looking like I'm going to be playing a paladin, I was like, well, I'll get the cloaks. It's really overpowered. I'll get a legendary meta gem along the way. Good deal, right? And I started doing it. And I'm obviously way behind the times on this because I never bothered. It's a fucking ridiculously boring non-legendary journey to get the legendary items.
Here we go, because it's lore. Do you remember the fucking...
Because it's lore, he's such a gal.
Check this. Do you remember the small quests for getting Benediction and the Hunter bow?
Of course I do.
Make it an epic legendary
good.
drop.
Hunter one
Do a
especially.
small quest like that. There's your dosing of lore. There, not everyone's fucking got one, and it feels a bit more legendary. Now, it's expected... Sack
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
That's what it is. The legendary quest is a pain in the ass. And it's really boring. It's like, did I get the drop this week? No.
How many marks do you get this week? Oh, we had a bad drop. So
Yeah, I had a really bad drop,
None.
so I can't get them. Okay.
How many do we need? 20.
What's your legendary quest this week? I gotta get another 1,000 Valor points. And that's about it. It's really tragic, actually. Because look, Kappa face.
Stupid, man. I'd love to fucking work at Blizz. Remember what I was saying? Let me take you back to the point
Oh,
where
take my mind back.
I'd be the guy in the office that you only saw him when something fucking went down.
Oh, when you were the boss?
If you saw me, someone had fucked up. I'd love to work at Blizz in that sort of circumstance. When this hit my desk, legendary cloak, everyone can get it. It's a quest chain. I'd fucking stab them.
How many legendaries have you got? You've got the Warglaive set, Shadowmourne,
Yeah.
Thunder Fury.
No, I only got one off. I think that's all I've got is both glaives, Shadowmourne, Raggy's Hammer.
Oh, have you got Raggy's Hammer?
Yeah.
Lucky cunt. Aren't you? Hey, you.
Me.
You.
Me.
You.
Me.
That's why you got the dog.
I know, right?
That's why you get to control the dog.
High five. High paw. Yes.
But every time, you know what? Can I do this? This is what isn't going to happen. I don't think this has ever happened when people got the legendary cloak. And people will remember this.
This wasn't even live content.
Nope.
This was, I could have done this on one man, but we took a group of us there purely because we was transmogging.
And this will never, nobody's ever done this. I mean, this was well after this item came out, so you can only imagine the joy.
I never got this when it was live content, by the way. That's
No,
why.
this is well after. But this, and no one's done this when they got the legendary cloak, and that's the difference. This wasn't even when it was needed, and you could equip it and use it, and you would be walking around with it, not just for transmog purposes, not just for showing off, because you can't even transmog it.
Yeah.
But your reaction here says a lot of things. Yeah, you're on the live stream, so you're a bit hammed up. But the point to take away from this is not just like it's a silly moment. It's this is how it should feel to get a legendary.
Backdoor job, you mum.
No one can see it, which is
Dude,
fantastic.
like, can I draw your attention to the fact that I look like Illidan, but a blood elf? Can I? Thank you.
Which was removed from Heroes of the Storm for good reason.
Sure.
But this is the reaction that should happen to everybody. That face says a million things. As silly as this moment is, that's what legendary should be. That's how people should feel when a legendary item
That's
drops.
not even live content, and I can't transmog it. It's just the fact that now I have it, finally.
We've got to see the ending.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be. You know what makes it sad though is you had that ready.
That was there from week 1 of transmogging, and that was like 3 months after doing the actual on-camera transmogging that I actually fucking got it.
But that's what it should be feel like.
Exactly.
That's the game.
That's miles
That's
behind
it, isn't it?
content.
That's-
That's a legendary. That's the feels of getting a fucking legendary. Do you know what I mean?
How many of you felt relieved getting your legendary cloak and just being like,
Thank fuck that's over.
thank the Lord? How many of you? I'm just interested to see. Don't need to lie just to like support us or anything. I'm just really interested to see how many of you were like, oh thank God I'm done with it. And you know, like, you know, that's it, it's over. I don't have to keep putting up with it or tracking it. I don't have to wait for any more drops or anything like that. Black and Swag, love it. Not what a name. me. Yeah, very. Does that make you really sad?
Yeah, because they're not legendaries anymore. They've ruined the essence of the game to please the masses.
I don't got it, fuck you.
Even when I didn't have this content, I was still in awe of people that had it, because like you saw that and it's like they earned that motherfucker, and it was more flamboyant than everything. So they'd stand out in a crowd, and yeah, that's a legendary. But it's in this whole apathy phase now where everyone has to be catered for. I didn't hate one part of this game when I could not get in endgame content. At all. And when I did get into it, I was blown away. And I went for years. No, I didn't. I went for about a year without actually experiencing endgame raiding. Do you know what I mean? I don't give a shit, man. There's aspects to a game that you were never... that
Should not be accessible.
should not be accessible just to walk into.
Now that offends so many people, but
I
it's
don't care.
absolutely true.
If that offends
absolutely
you, fuck
true.
off.
Absolutely
Grow
true.
a
There should be
backbone.
some parts of a game
Yeah.
which are inaccessible.
Work for your fucking loot.
115,000 people watched that video. Swag bank. Keeping
Swag
it.
bank.
Keeping it. 115,000 people watched that. That's funny.
I did every
anyway, we
transmog
did get a bit
after that one.
whingy. It does look like... I'm part see-through again. I'm really sorry.
You know, that's a good comment that Shanette's put. When everyone's special, no one's special.
Oh, absolutely.
Boom. I'll start off now. Love Guru.
Let me just fix this quick. Alright, we've had a bit of a moany start, I think.
It was good though. It was good.
It was good.
This is Warcraft talk that I can get on board with.
I'm down with this.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going. You know what else I hate? You know what else really grinds my gears? But last touch on. Oh, fucking, that's been 40 minutes of wine.
Wow.
Excelente, mind boys. I do it. Let me do my thing for a minute. is that I was warning people, what does alpha mean to you of a game? Because you know, the great thing about having you on the web show, the reason I love you so much,
thanks, mate,
is that you don't keep up to date, so I can throw things at you fresh.
You cheeky bastard. I know what alpha is.
I've heard of alpha.
I've heard of alpha.
That fucking guy from Power Rangers. What a dick.
That's what I kept getting called in like SWAT team computer games, and then there was like Beta stood next to him, and then Charlie.
I was always Delta Squad.
You know
because
why,
it's
mate?
well cool.
D-list, mate.
D-list.
Go on, sorry.
What does alpha mean to you in a game these days?
Very, very early, very early, unfinished game that's privy to a couple of people testing.
Would you ever buy an alpha game?
I would not.
Considering Steam sells alpha.
I know.
All over the
I know.
place.
I've got. In fact, I'll lead on to this.
Okay.
Is Juro sent me a copy of a game called Broforce, which is in alpha. Now that's
a fabulous game.
That is a very, very, very small game. It's a very, very simple context of a game. That's the only type of game that I would buy an alpha because A, it's cheap in alpha and it's always going to be cheap even on release, and B, how buggy can that game be? If you're talking a massive franchise game that's an alpha, don't fucking put it on sale. I hate
DayZ.
it. Even
What did you
betas.
feel about DayZ release?
I don't know. I didn't play it.
Yeah, none of us cared for
Your
DayZ,
nephew
did we?
said that there was, once you've established yourself in it, there's just nothing to do. Whereas
they're still playing DayZ the mod.
They're playing DayZ the mod
DayZ
because
the
there's always something to do. But it's more buggy, but there's always something to do.
Well, you can see why people got pissed this week. We did have a Warlords during our smash in the face. There's actually a video coming out about that, so I'm going to be awful and just not talk about it today. Sorry, but it's the nature of things. But we did have a lot of alpha stuff go out this week, and one of the reveals, which pissed so many of you guys off particularly, is that he sent out. I got an email, fucking rustling my jimmies, my email box, and even on Skype. Actually, I got a few messages on Skype about this. Is they gave healers infinite mana on the alpha, essentially. That's what happened. Healers got new.
Intended?
Well, this is the question because we're not supposed to see the alpha, right? I predicted 2 weeks ago. You sat there. I sat here. The dog wasn't here. But we discussed the heaven and hell patches when we were telling you this. Well, this is the hell stuff, and then we're going to get heaven stuff. Well, it turns out we haven't had the heaven stuff yet because Blizzard didn't want this information out there yet. They had to release it because they wanted the devs to play at home. So it had to go into the internet, into the public forum. It was all internal until then. And they wanted to announce the Hearthstone Nax Rammus stuff, which I kind of want to talk to you about. Are you checking which angle? It's because I've had to change my green shirt. I've got to change my shirt at the end. They wanted to wait until the Nax Rammus Hearthstone thing was announced, which was announced at PAX.
Can't wait for that.
We'll talk about it later.
Yep.
Deal. And Reaper of Souls was just coming out, so they didn't want to bury Reaper of Souls.
Loved it.
So they've had to now delay the alpha going out because they knew websites are going to hammer it to death to find out all the information that's in the alpha, which is fine because we get a general idea of what the game's doing. Then we got this patch notes, which revealed certain spells which had been added to the alpha, which essentially gave healers infinite mana. All of them kind of
and with the removal of
Innovate's back in these notes. That's the problem. This stuff came back. We'll summarise what happened because it's genuinely a good reason why people got pissed. Innovate causes the druid to regenerate maximum mana every 4 seconds for 8 seconds. This effect is cancelled if the druid spends mana on a healing spell. 30-yard range, 2-second cast. No cooldown.
What?
Okay? No cooldown. Paladins got the new Divine Plea, regaining maximum mana, Holy Spec 3 Holy Power instant. No cooldown, needs Holy Power though. They got that. The Shaman one, Lightning Bolt. New target currency, your druid naturally is because your Lightning Bolt to restore 1.25% of your maximum mana instead of costing mana. So your Lightning Bolt is now free and just gives you mana. So these kind of spells were added in the alpha notes, right? Which you can see why people were a bit like, whoa, what was that? What's happened there? And it also looked on the face of it like a return to maybe the 5-second rule, which you'll know about. Remember the 5-second rule? Maybe not. A lot of people are going back. Yes. So the big thing here is this probably isn't stuff that's going to make it into the actual game. Probably. It could even, as I said, I did a little video on it because people got really worried about this because Warlords of Draenor has been based on 2 things up until now. Garrisons, which look amazing. I'm fully on board with the garrisons, by the way, and that garrisons reel was amazing. And healing changes, and they're going to fix all these problems. And then suddenly, this came out. And people went, the fuck? What's going on? What is this? This goes against your entire healing mantra. It's not a lot of mana, but it's mana return nonetheless that you can spam.
But look at that though. You're getting more mana back and everything has a reduction in mana cost.
Well, this is all part of the rebalancing. Now, there could be any number of reasons why this has happened, which is why can't trust alpha notes and why this information is super fucking dangerous to have out in the public eye. Because Blizzard has said beta is ages away. They didn't want alpha to be known about, and beta's a long ass way. We thought beta was going to be in the next month, pretty much, from what we were seeing, but it turns out, no, it's not. It's a fucking ways away. And now we're going to be, for the next few months, we're just going to keep getting little alpha push notes all the time. There's got to be some scary stuff in there that we don't understand why
it's all data mine stuff, though,
it's
isn't it?
data mine. It's information that's solely supposed to be privy to the devs, the guys who make the game. We don't know why this is in there. It could be to test things. Maybe things aren't working out. Maybe it's for fucking bullshitting people. We don't know. But this
maybe it's
stuff
just
is
something
in there.
that's going to be tackled at a later time.
It could be any number of reasons. That's the point. We don't know why. And alpha notes are fucking time.
I agree with you on that. So I'm starting to get like less brassed at what that is because it's still an alpha.
You're putting
though.
that in
It's
front
still
of
an
this
alpha.
many people, and not just our
No,
audience.
those have done it because they data mined it.
They data mined it and published it and said like, "Hey, here's all this information." And on Twitter, the Blizzard guys were like, "It's alpha data mining info's coming. We're preparing for the onslaught of people who go, what the fuck? I'm fucking quit the game." All that kind of shit, which I think is. I'm just so worried that over the next few months it's going to be really difficult.
Come back down.
And I almost find myself, what?
What are them?
Oh, these are the new weapons. Do you want to do a quick assessment?
Carry on talking.
All right, we can do a quick assessment.
All right, okay.
Quick assessment of the new weapons.
Shit. Different coloured, slightly better shit. Worse shit. That looks like a fucking blue, which it probably is. So is that. If those are epic. Carry on. Keep going. I can't see a saviour to these. These have got to be low quality items in game, guaranteed. There is no fucking way that they're big items. Okay, that's probably not. No, it's still probably shit on the grand scale of things. They are though. That is far too over the top to be an axe, and not for a sword.
You think it's too large?
These are fucking shocking.
Whoa! Do you not approve?
Those have got to be blues or greens.
I don't think we can check. I don't think there's a link to it. They're just the graphics that have been pulled out.
Those are if those aren't blues, are green. If those are the epics that you got coming, you are fucked. There is no new content for your transmogs this expansion. Bitches.
All those are green. They're questing items. No! Hold back. You're gonna be fine.
Are they question items? See, I told you. I fucking see internal, mate. Internal.
I can tell.
Radar.
They're so shit.
But they look well shit.
Does questing greens need to be shit? I guess so, right?
You've
You've
got
to build a shitty base.
Yeah,
so
they
the
need
epic
to be
is gonna
shit
good.
for the epics look good. I tell you what, that blue gem scimitar was the only sort of thing that I could think, I won't transmog it, but it's not as shit as the rest. That's the highest amount of praise you're gonna get for that model.
But the size of two-handed weapons, there's a conversation to be had there, right? That's how big the two-handers are going to be, maybe.
The axe.
I mean, just take one. That looks
bad.
ridiculous, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The only big sword I think I ever pulled it off was the vanilla ash candy. The vanilla ash candy is amazing.
But it's thinner
But
and
it's
longer.
thin. Yeah, that looks just like a shovel.
Even Zinrock or Jinrock. Both of them.
Such a good weapon. So gorgeous. But that just looks...
And the axe, can you go that way one? Called it. That looks like a crap. Is it Draconic Avenger?
It looks like a staff.
Yes.
It looks like a staff.
Draconic Avenger should be max axe.
Whose hands are that handle for?
Draconic Avenger, that's the biggest an axe should be. That was flamboyantly big, but good.
I want it for my warrior.
You know what I mean?
Is that a banner email? Check the path. Oh, we've done it already, said Ryder. We checked it out. Let's take a quick break. We've still got WoW stuff to talk
Armageddon,
about.
shit, yeah.
It's been nearly an hour. We've still got WoW
Quality
stuff to
Can we
talk
Can
about.
we just talk about Armageddon?
Let's go quickly.
Awesome
I don't
sword.
want to be able to split
That's
us.
it.
We're going to be right back. More WoW stuff to come. Awesome. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about the music. I'm really sorry. I turned the music off. It's gone. So I was going to say, the Alpha Note's going to suck for the next few months. People are going to get pissed and angry, and it's dangerous. So give us beta, and then it won't be a problem. You know what I'm saying? Give us beta, and it won't be a problem. I'm fine with that. Did you watch Azeroth Choppers?
I heard it was terrible.
What do you guys think of Azeroth Choppers? What did you guys think of Azeroth Choppers? That's the topic I want to bring up. Blizzard's attempt to enter the TV world, kind of.
All I heard was it was terrible.
Yeah, that's all I heard. Was that? Well, I watched it. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be for television, or if it's supposed to just be web-based. I'm not sure. If it's like, if it's supposed to be it can't be for TV. It was only 9 minutes long. They had more cutaways, which seemed to be going to adverts, than anything I've seen in years. But they had no adverts, and it wasn't long enough to be part of that. And it had no information. There was just nothing over that 9 minutes. It was the same guy repeating the same thing. Then it would cut away like it was going into an advert. And then come back and tell you what they just talked about. You know, like you've been to an advert and you come back and they do that like summary of what you missed. And it just kept doing it over and over again. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this show? And then they kept teasing what they were going to show off. How many times? A wepisode? I just like, what was the point? They teased that they showed the basic models that they're going to have. They're making bikes, right? A Horde and Alliance one, whichever the wins goes into the game. That's the premise of the show. They're making a Horde bike and Alliance bike from these guys who do like Pimp My Ride, but for bikes. If you get the idea, they're just making flamboyant bikes. And they kept cutting to this screen that said Blizzard on it, and they kept going, oh my god, that I don't know about that, and all this, you know, like the reactions,
like cops,
as if
where
they've
it
seen
said cops in the front of the screen when shit would be going on behind it.
And they did it. How many times did they fucking do that? Like 8 times? Over and over and over again?
This franchise is run by fucking retards.
It was so weird.
For everything.
It was crazy
Everything
weird.
is run by fucking chimps.
It was crazy. And they go in the Alliance, you know, it's got the gold and, you know, the regal armor and all this stuff. And I was like, okay. And then it just kept teasing this, but then they showed the pictures. I was like, they had tank treads on the bike. I was like, If I was making an Alliance bike, I'm not sure I'd have tank treads on it. I don't think that works for me. The Horde one, I can kind of see tank treads on the Horde one. The Alliance one now? I mean, I get them commenting on it, but about 4 or 5 times, 12, you guys know the scene I'm talking about. They kept cutting to this television that just said Blizzard on it. And it was so introducing the teams. Over and over and over and over again. And it's like, what the fuck? It was such a bizarre thing to watch. And I thought, how much money is this costing? Is it supposed to be a bit of fun? Because it's not coming across that way. It's coming across
even if it was, it's fucking
cheesy.
terrible.
It reminded me of like House Makeover Extreme.
Who is this game modelled for these days in terms of everything PR, everything in-game, everything coming to game is modelled for the easily amused. That is it. The easily amused. We need to get... Oh God, look at this. Yeah, I like what you're doing there.
I can't... this is the TV! Look, they're watching it. Telling you what they thought of it. That's his face looking at it. There's the TV. His impression of what he saw on the TV.
Doesn't look like he likes it.
Talking about what he saw. Show the TV again. Back to the Alliance. They're looking at the TV. He's telling you, there's the TV again. And then you get to see it. And that's the Alliance bike. Like the basic stand. I mean, it's the very early version of what it's going to look like, which is obviously not true because they don't just make something like that on a...
What a shit gimmick to have in this game. We've already got motorbikes. Goblin Blackhawk, for fuck's sake. There's your future. Party transport vehicles. Don't even have to be a Blackhawk. Party transport vehicles. APCs, Goblin APC, mate. Imagine that, yeah? Goblin Blackhawk carries a party. Goblin APC carries a party. Could be gnomish. That's the future. Party vehicles. Not another fucking bike. Fuck, man. The amount of money that would have gone into that production for such a sack of shit.
It just made me laugh
bullshit.
how often they did that. Like, who is watching this? I have no interest in this show now because you made it not for gamers. Gamers don't watch shit like that. It's like when somebody tries to make something really highly produced and technical for YouTube.
Do you know what it's like? Hey, I'm really into motorbikes and I've got a say into what Blizzard does PR-wise, so I'm going to use my hobby to fucking throw it into other people's faces.
The thing is, it could have been cool if they'd just not done it like that. It could have been awesome if they were just like fucking around doing gamer stuff, and instead of making it Anglers Extreme type stuff, you know what I mean? Like fucking home makeover or Pimp My Ride and all that kind of stuff. It would have been much better if you didn't do it in that style. It's like the producer they got in who was like, right, you're going to produce this show for us, was like, well, my experience lies in daytime television, and this is what I'm going to make. It's exactly the same in YouTube. Like, I'm sure most of you saw this. Did we talk about it last week, the Polaris thing? I told you about the Polaris event that went fucking tits up.
Oh shit, yeah.
Did we talk about it on the web show?
No, we did not.
Okay, so they tried to do this with YouTubers, right? I gotta say, the best part of my job is no one can tell me what the fuck to do, and it's amazing. I gotta tell you, especially if you've worked in a corporate environment or anything like that, where you're just constantly being like this all the time. Even if you do good work, you might get a well done or whatever, walk on your way, see you later, and then tomorrow someone's fucking in your ear again about some bullshit.
Oh yeah.
In this job, we don't have that. And people beg us to join them. It's a different thing. It's instead of you like going out to get a job, like the usual process. I've done it for years. You do it, going out and applying and all that, and like trying to worm your way in and make the right impression. Companies come to us daily, like, please join our company because you make money. We want to sign you up. So Polaris, right? Yeah, Game Jam. Polaris organised a Game Jam with indie devs who are the most introverted fucks in the world. Right? They just want to sit in a basement or a room like this and just make games. That's their passion. That's what they do. They don't want to deal with fucking suits and wigs. They don't want to go to meetings and sit around a boardroom table and all that. They just want to make games. That's all I do. And YouTubers whose job is to come and sit in a room like this and try and entertain people. That's it. That's their job. That's what they want to do. Nobody comes and tells them what to make. Oh, you shouldn't make that. Fuck off. Making whatever I want to make. And then they tried to get them to do it. They got a producer in from Pepsi. From Pepsi. So Pepsi is all about...
Pepsi and Mountain Dew.
I think it was Pepsi or Dr. Pepper or some shit.
No, it was Pepsi, you're right.
Yeah, I think it was Pepsi. He wanted to make it into a reality show. So he had JonTron, which most of you will probably know, because kind of a big...
JonTron's awesome.
Well, JonTron came out as totally legit. This guy was trying to wind JonTron up to make it into a reality show. He tried to get into berate other people. And it says he's in the article, JonTron's a really good guy. And he doesn't have to say that shit. This audience isn't going anywhere. And he just tells the guy... Some guy from Pepsi who was obviously in the corporate world, very big deal. JonTron, the YouTuber,
yeah.
Can you do? I really need you to start causing a little bit of friction, and you should bring up this subject.
It was with another woman that he had an issue with.
It was a woman, yeah, back against a woman, yeah. And JonTron obviously, and everybody backed him up and said he dragged JonTron into a room and tried to push him to create friction and a drama that they could film instead of it being about the games. They wanted to film this reality side of it, and JonTron just went, fuck off. No, mate. I don't give a fuck who you are. Who the fuck are you supposed to be? Do you don't know how this business works? Isn't like television, where you can make or break me. It doesn't work like that here. My audience follows me wherever I go. It's not a case of you put me on Saturday night and then if I'm not on Saturday night, no one knows who I am or follows me. I just like the idea that they tried to push that onto YouTubers. They were just like, and indie gamers.
Didn't they all walk out?
Yeah, they walked out in one day. I think it cost $300,000. Yeah, it's old news, but I don't think we talked about the show. But it's important that people make that definition, and Blizzard made that mistake as well. They obviously brought in a producer to do a show which could have been cool. It could have been really cool.
I don't think that's the right angle.
If they produced it like that,
if there wasn't the choppers already in the game, if they did this for the initial release of the chopper, all for it. If this was a new concept,
about the item itself.
Yeah, if this was a new concept where they were actually doing something, I would have been a bit more pleasing of it. I'd accept that a lot more if it was a new item. We've already got a chopper. Oh, here's another chopper, and we're going to throw a big budget into some sort of TV program to show you how we made it. Do not give a single fuck. Give me a new idea. Give me a new idea. You want to do vehicles? Give me a new vehicle. You want to do a new fucking armor set, which would be cool, by the way. Give me a new armor set. Armor set, boom! Gotta be cheaper than making a fucking motorcycle, and it's what people want, and it's always a relevant franchise. Every expansion, every raid, you could have had a new season of this. You got one with a motorbike that's already been done. Do not give any sort of care about that whatsoever. Armor would... I'm fucking gonna keep going on about it now. Armor, every tier piece. Let's see how the actual.
I'd like to see player submitted armor ideas.
Exactly.
That would have been so much better.
Exactly. Or even if they didn't go the player base and they went to the professionals like these guys, or the
outside
YouTube
designers.
guys.
That would have been even better.
What,
Going to other game
guys,
designers.
The YouTube guys who make like the weapons for from already existing games and stuff like that. Have you not seen them? You've seen a couple of them.
What, they
They make like
cosplay stuff?
No, they're like the proper blacksmiths. Been blacksmiths for like 30 years or something.
Right. Okay.
And they make very, very like high regard weapons, like very standout weapons from certain games, and they see if they can make them in real life. Like Frostmourne, they made like try and make like a real set of Wolverine's claws. Altair's, the Assassin's Blade from Assassin's Creed. They make Sephiroth's, the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII. That great big motherfucking sword.
Yeah, like the pan sword thing.
Exactly. If they got that sort of exactly, it's the same sort of thing as this, but with weapons. If they did that for an armor set, all for it. With another fucking motorbike, go fuck yourself. Don't care.
So that's a good perspective for someone who didn't watch the show.
Man at Arms.
It's a good perspective for someone who didn't actually watch the show. Because beyond that, I mean, the chopper thing I wasn't interested in. I totally agree with that, and that was probably my thought process going in, is that I don't care. I don't care. Especially after the Sky Golem's in the game, because I got a Sky Golem given to me the other day, which was well good. You saw it, didn't you?
Dude, that is so good.
It was so nice to just log in and it was like, it's a Sky Golem, so thank you, you know who you are.
Why is Deathstroke in the background? There doesn't need to be a reason. Deathstroke is fucking awesome.
That's what I was told.
That's it.
I was told there didn't need to be a reason. I was told there isn't been a reason. All right, let's have some happiness. I want to throw down a challenge.
Well, this isn't going to be happy if I lose. And you always surprise me with these challenges of games that you've already got and probably sat there all bastard.
I will tell you the truth. I have not played this.
I'd say that to you if I'd sat there all bastard weekend on a game. We're doing like, I have not played. Oh, wrestling, yes!
Cage match or Hell in the Cell? Hell in the Cell. Hell in the Cell.
Are you going to be?
That's not. That's K-Quick.
I know, but he's come back as R-Truth because it's as equally as shit a name.
K-Quick is awesome.
He's good, he's just got shit
I have
names.
no idea who that is.
I don't know who most of these are. There's The Rock.
Oh, it's Dwayne! Dwayne! The Miz.
What? Wait.
What is
what
the
the
Miz?
fuck is that?
Brodus Clay,
What
yo.
the fuck is a Brodus
Oh,
Clay?
Mark Henry looking legit. Kofi.
He's got a good finisher. I saw a clip of him. He's
But
got
look
like
at
a
that
spinning
grin,
kick.
though.
I know, he's happy. Hey guys.
Hey, Kane's wearing his mask again.
Yay.
He must have got burned. Again. Justin Gabriel? Fuck off, Big Slow. Well, it's the Big Slow! Oh, Brock's in this one.
Brock of Lesnar.
Jericho was so much better with long hair.
Yeah. And Christian was.
How is he still in this? How
I
is he
don't know.
still a wrestler? Christian has always been fucking bad. Are we having votes? Scotty Too Hotty where? Can we do the worm?
There's no Scotty Too High.
Dolph Ziggler. Nope. Epico. I might be Great Carly. Look at that guy. Heath Slater.
That guy's so rock.
Isn't he?
That
Look
guy's
how heavy
so
metal
rock
he
right
is.
now. I know. Oh my god.
Oh my god. And Hunico? Jack
Swagger.
I am being Jack Swagger.
You be Jack Swagger.
I'll be Jack Swagger. I have been Jack Swagger every single day of the week. You have to be Wade. You have to be Wade.
No, I don't.
You have to be Wade.
You don't tell me what to do.
You have to be Wade. You can't be Ray.
In a game...
How old's Ray now?
I don't know, but in a
Ray's
game
gotta be
where
so
I can
old.
see Shawn Michaels, I'm going to be Shawn Michaels.
Wrestling isn't what it used to be, I know, right? Jack Swagger. I don't know who he is, but with a name like that.
Have we got intros?
Hell in a Cell. You been HBK?
Fuck yeah. Wait.
Fuck, I miss WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy so much. So much.
What is all this controlage?
Oh, the cage is above the ring. That's clever. They never used to show that in the old ones. We're in Baltimore.
Oh, I've got my entrance attire.
The best thing about advancing in wrestling games is that they actually upgraded the intros a little.
Yeah.
Not a lot, though. Not a great deal. You haven't got a six-pack. They're representing his age.
I've got body armor on me.
He's not changed his attire since
Or his entrance tune.
1990 something. Easy. Swagger bomb. There's something called a swagger bomb. You're taking a swagger bomb to the
Mate,
face.
you wait until you taste
Wait
what
till
my
you get
heel
swagger
tastes
bomb.
like. Fireworks, please. Yes! There it is! Classic.
Are you having that
HBK.
Jack Swagger has no swagger? I bet he hasn't got
Do you
any
know what?
pyro.
I hope Jack Swagger's one of them guys, like, remember the wrestling programs that were Raw or SmackDown where they're
Heat!
Heat
was so
where
good.
they're already in the ring after the break.
Oh, that's a burn, that, isn't it?
I hope you're one of them.
Hey, I come out after you. I'm obviously the main event. Heat was so good. Sunday Night Heat before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Oh! The All-American. I am freedom!
No, you missed it out. It was called the All-American American.
That's right, that's how free I am. I'm so free, I'm double American. No chest hair, no armpit hair. I've got a bit of swagger as well, shouldn't we? Yeah, Russell.
You shouldn't have swag. You're in the fucking ring with HBK.
I tell you what, my penis is deliciously shiny.
Glazed.
Glazed. I've got a glazed penis.
It's a gut wrench powerbomb that he does for his finisher, apparently. in the
I
chat.
think you'll find it's called a swagger bomb. I've got no pyro.
You've got no swagger.
I have got. It's in the name.
How dare you?
How can you say I've got no swagger? Oh, am I eyeing you up, son? Fucking face! You're in trouble, son. You should be like no, where you could just go in with a sweet chin straight away. Do you remember when it was a normal move?
Yeah.
You could just start the match with it. Let's go to it. Irish whip!
Move!
Hey,
Move, ref!
Good play, well played, ref. Well played, ref. Yeah, back up.
Oh.
Back up, son. Back
Oh.
up, son.
What?
Back up, son.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Fuck off, son.
Oh, yeah. How big is your reverse window? This is bullshit. That's it. That's game over. That's game over. I've just been fireman's carried. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that you stood up, though.
Fucking fireman's carry.
That's bullshit.
Fireman's carry. Fucking best move in the universe. Gets in, reverses it, reverse reversal. The fireman's carry is the most dangerous move in existence. Nothing has ever been that dangerous. Oh, that's gonna fucking stretch my hammies. Whoa! Working you like a fucking Russian whore. Come on! Boom! Fucking body shot aplenty. Come on, ref! Ref!
Sit down.
Oh, you
Sit down.
I tell you what, you striking.
Wait for the pin.
What? I didn't know how to kick out. Luckily, it tells you.
How do you kick out?
You have to hold X. Nice. Work it.
Swat.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Am I good?
That was the anticlimax of the millennium.
I don't think your attitude is worthwhile here. How do you fuck off? Fucking ref.
Boom! Wait. Throw a bit of swag in.
Oh, you're gonna punish for that?
No, sir.
You think this reversal system is bullshit? Oh, right, the small of the back. Cheers, ref. Whoa, 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 how did you do that? How did you
Whoa, yes, mate. Boom.
L1. Oh, get. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Suck it.
All day. All day. All fucking day, son. All day.
Oh, you got your signature from stood outside the ring. That's hog shit
Fucking
right there.
power. I can't. How do you get back in the ring? There you go. Whoa! Sunshine.
Stop swagging about.
You kidding?
Come on, bitch.
What? Hang on.
You're trying to get up the stairs, aren't you?
I am trying to go. Yes!
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun it, dun it. Shh. Oh, foreign object!
Don't think so, mate. You ain't catching me with that.
Oh, the fucking. Oh,
Belly to belly!
belly to
For the ladies! How do I pick you up?
Nope,
You're a fucker.
I'm not. Oh,
you got
swagger bomb!
powerbombing me.
Swagger bomb! Swagger bomb! Oh my god, what is my finish? It's a fucking ankle lock! I don't know how to capitalise on it though. I'm fucking Kurt Angle with swagger. You're injured.
Oh, you... Fuck off. I don't know what I'm doing. Come on, I'm fucking
come on.
my 8 drop kicks.
Yes. Fuck you. Boom. Fucking in your face, son. Go home. You've got to be broken up now and all kinds of busted.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Ah! Jack Swagger! You must be brain dead. You've got to be broken.
I've just got a fucking wrist for pin. Oh,
no.
shit. You got to keep your finger on it.
Yep. You're nowhere near pin territory. What's this?
Suplex, mate. Oh, shit.
Oh, into the fucking steps and all kinds of busted up. Yeah. 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 Who do you think you are? Oh, it's the Swagger Bomb reversal.
You got your fucking finisher as well, you twat. Oh, flip over. Oh.
Swagger wins every time. Undefeated Swagger life. Fucking, did you see the way I dropped the fucking press ups?
I couldn't do the reversals, mate.
Did you see the press ups fucking
couldn't
bringing
do it
it down? There's something about a sweet press up that tickles my fucking bollocks. I love
I'll give you that one.
You giving it me?
I'll give you that
Can't give it me. I took it.
Oh, shit now.
Fucking GG! Well, if you didn't watch the drama show, you should, because it was really good. I might put it on the front page of my channel, actually, so people catch it.
Ghost better get some milk and a straw for preach.
What a dare! That sounds like one of them Facebook things, like when I had to drink the acid and shit.
I'm gonna well-ball koozie you after this. You weren't it, bro. You weren't it.
You did, exactly. But yeah, I want to pick up a UFC game, though. I think UFC...
Oh, that'd be good.
I think UFC would be more fun. The wrestling
In
game's
fact,
really
just
downhill.
check. Can you carry on talking? Where's your Steam?
It's like all the wrestling games since then have gone really downhill. That's the sad part about it.
It's the fact they're making them too complex now. It's
Aren't
not
they?
wrestling anymore. It's just.
It's not
bullshit.
wrestling anymore. I want solid, fancy,
Do you know what it is?
flailing
As soon as a
maneuvers.
UFC game came out, where it was focusing on body
On the
parts and stuff
gameplay.
like that, that's what wrestling games are now. And it's
Well,
bullshit.
SmackDown was always a bit like that on the PlayStation.
Yeah, do you remember?
Do you remember how quickly you could get across a ring in that game?
Yes. Yes.
It was so rapid and all
Where's
that
your
kind of
Steam?
stuff.
Where's Steam on here?
Give me your mouse. Where's Steam? I don't have it pinned.
You didn't open it.
What are you looking for? Here's it's opening.
Alright, okay. Sorry, go on.
Paul Heyman back and now a face.
What?
What?
Ghost taught me a new word yesterday, bukkake.
Really? How old are you? And you've not tried it yet?
Ah, no.
was it a case that you didn't know what to call it?
Can I just explain myself?
That's what I prefer, is if you didn't know what to call it. That would have been so much better if you didn't know how to do that. But he said what then, though? Amazing Spider-Man 2 yesterday. I won't touch on it briefly. Obviously, no spoilers. But one of the best Marvel films?
Yes.
Easily.
By a fucking
What
country
an
mile.
amazing movie.
Best
so fucking
UFC,
good.
not UFC, best
No.
CGI.
Denied.
Best CGI I've ever seen in a film.
And we were talking about this. The 3D is amazing.
Yeah.
One of the best 3D films. But they did it, and I said this to you after it came out, is everything was slow-mo. Because usually all the action movies now are done so fast you can't really pick up on exactly
And that's
what happened.
why, yeah.
Yeah, it all looks really fucking blurry and all that kind of stuff. But they slowed everything down frame by frame, and everything was fucking clear as a bell. And I loved that. I absolutely frigging loved that they didn't just try to speed through it so it looked furious. They slowed it way, way down. And they must have done frame by fucking frame work on that stuff. Mustn't they? They must have done frame by frame work to get that crystal, which is fucking crazy.
That was good.
Yeah, it's me who doesn't like Jamie Foxx, but Jamie Foxx was actually alright. I thought Jamie Foxx was alright.
I just like Jamie Foxx. I think he's a
Yeah,
good
I don't think he's. I don't
good
like him
music as well.
overall.
He's got good music as well.
Yeah, he's he's one of those guys. But as electro, he's actually pretty cool. I wish they would have changed him to dubstep. If you ever used the dubstep can in Saints Row 4, that's electro.
That's the best weapon in any game.com. But no, what I really liked in that game is the fact that they've really, oh god, I can't believe I'm going to use this phrase, captured the essence of Spider-Man.
Of the comics.
The comics and
The old school comics, not the
his
serious
wit.
ones. Yeah.
No, his wit and how funny he is in the most like serious situations. Like it's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. When he meets Max, who's Electro, He saves him, and Max is like, Spider-Man's in a hurry to get off, and Max, he picks him up, and he goes, you saved me, and Max's hair's
It's
all
on the
ruffled.
trailer, this,
Yeah. And he just says to him, like, you know, your eyes in our ears, and he holds his hand and goes, lick that for me. So Max licks his hand, and then Spider-Man just brushes down Max's hair and then gets off again, sort of thing. But just like little things like, oh, just lick that for me, and just...
Well, he's a teenager.
Yeah, and he's
He's
all
a
the way
teenager.
through it, all the way through it,
All
all
the
little
Spider-Man's
things
were
like
so
that.
serious. Like, Maguire's, I mean, it's not, you can't say it was serious because of the jabs.
I just don't like Tobey Maguire.
I don't mind Tobey Maguire, especially in that...
Do you know the only good thing he's done?
No, let me say what it was called. Satan's Alley was a wonderful movie. If I was going to say the best Tobey Maguire movie, it's definitely...
Like that.
Satan's Alley is just... I've been a very bad boy, father.
Yeah. Only good thing he's done. Oh, Emma Stone.
No spoilers, I won't tell you what happens in the movie. But...
That's the Emma Stone.
Do you think so?
Yeah!
I mean, on a celebrity level, because she's a very attractive
everything that Emma Stone's been in, I would...
I think she looked hotter in Superbad.
Choke sex.
I think she had red hair in that one. Nice.
Superbad. Oh, yeah, she was. It was the first thing that she was in, wasn't it? Oh,
I don't know if it was the first thing she was in, but she was super hot in
Yeah, she's
Superbad.
good, man. She's good.
Brothers was cool. Nobody got that Tobey Maguire thing.
Satan's Alley.
I've been a bad boy. It's the lip
Him,
line.
it wasn't a real film. It was a trailer for a spoof. It was on the front of the film.
And you should know the movie
And you
it's
should
from, by
know
the
it.
way. You should know the movie that's from, by the way. But we watched two films. I had a nightmare. Can I share my nightmare with you before we talk about other
Shoot.
stuff?
Why is someone messaging from your computer?
It's probably not. It'll be Delore, more than likely.
Fair enough.
It'll be the D-Man.
Okay.
It'll be the D-Man. Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Set aside an afternoon. First afternoon in 3 weeks. I had some time free. Left my wee boy with my mother. Planned it to a T. Emma came with me. Ate a lot of food. Didn't care for the film. And sat down to watch Captain America. Had to leave before it finished. And it's fucking super sad. I had to leave. Because there was... when we watched Spider-Man last night.
Yeah.
There was about 25 minutes of adverts.
Oh, yeah.
About?
Yeah.
Captain America, when I went to see it in the afternoon, 45 minutes of adverts, which threw out the whole length of the movie. So I had to leave. I had to go and pick up Max. So I had not had to leave... That's the first time I've had to leave a movie in a long time because I had another thing to go and do. Which is fine because I had to pick up Max. I wasn't pissed. I was like, we've got to go. We can't watch it. But I totally missed the end of Captain America. But so, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
I prefer Spider-Man, though, by a long way.
I will say, I don't want to say it because I really like Captain America, but they were both amazing films, but Spider-Man was better.
My Spider-Man was just awesome. It was so cool
It was
all the way
outrageous.
through.
Captain
in fact,
America
I couldn't
was
find
just
fault
very
with
cool.
it,
No.
which is not easy to say in a lot of Marvel films. It's usually something that happens that makes no sense. And I think the worst thing that I spotted in Spider-Man was the Electro suit. That was the only thing that bothered me.
Where he suddenly had it on.
He suddenly had his own suit that had his electrical symbol on the side of it.
Well, no, the thing is, that was the whole thing because it was a rubber suit, and that was like a warning thing. It was the guys who were working in the containment.
Yeah, they never showed it
facility
anywhere
with him.
else. That's the thing. They never showed that suit.
You've got to
anywhere
bring
else.
it up here yourself, two and
No,
two.
because he showed them actually working in that environment, and none of them were wearing that suit. So if they hadn't shown that, sure, I can buy that. But they had
People
shown
who
them working in that
handled him, it
environment.
didn't show people handle him.
It did. Showed all the
Show
workers
people
around him.
outside the room, not actually handle him.
I can't go into spoilers, but there was definitely people who handled him, and they certainly weren't wearing them electrical suits that were a perfectly snug fit for Electro, and also able to turn into electricity, which was fantastic. But I also want to say the X-Men Days of Futures Past, the latest trailer for that, really was disappointing for me.
I loved it.
Yeah, you really liked
Yeah,
it, but
I
I assume
loved it.
most of you guys saw this fucking thing.
It looks
Adverts
so
to the
good.
movies, always, before the movie starts. But yeah, the new Days of Futures Past, which focus more on the dialogue, I guess, instead of the big scenes, really
That's
let me
good
down.
though. That's
No,
good.
it's good, but I didn't like the dialogue. I thought that was...
I'm interested to know why, when they go back, Xavier has already
gotta
met
go back
Charles
twice,
by this
hasn't
point. Maybe it's an alternate universe. It's the only way they can explain it, but where Charles is still
because
walking.
in-
And
yeah,
he's a
Days of-
dropout as well by the looks of it.
In First Class, Wolverine didn't know them. And he makes a cameo in that movie.
Yeah.
And he didn't know who they were.
No.
So it can't be that then, can it? That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Well, they know who he is. And by
No,
the
they sense him.
No, that's what I mean though. They know who, they use the machine to find him. So
Yeah, to
they
find
know,
I'm Mutant. They didn't know it was Wolverine.
No, but they knew him from that.
Yeah, but we see the end
And
point.
Charles would know.
We see all of Origins,
Yeah.
First Class, should I say, up until the point where Charles becomes a cripple. And in this one, Wolverine is there way before he's a cripple.
No, because Wolverine is sent back in time.
Yeah, but he must go back twice because we see him in both periods.
Because it's set in the future.
Yeah.
So that's what you see him like that. And
No,
then,
you see him 3 different time periods. Distinctly 3 different time periods.
what's the third?
There's the future.
Yeah.
There's the bit after Charles is crippled
We're in the chair.
in the chair. And we also see him before that happens. Because Charles is standing.
I don't know. Maybe it's not a third time period. Maybe something happens.
So yeah, well, we don't know what
It's
happens.
like a
but
fate thing.
There's something that happens in that movie where Wolverine knows and talks to Charles and is aware of him before he becomes a cripple.
Yeah.
But in First Class, they didn't know each other, and we see everything in First Class up until when he first ever meets Wolverine, to the point where he loses his ability to walk. So I don't know what's happening there.
First Class was not part of the other movies. It's not the same, considering they've got all the actors from First
This
Class.
is the point,
in this.
isn't it?
Yes, it is the point.
That is the point.
That is the point.
Yeah, that's the point of this movie. It's totally linked.
Because it's the same actors playing the
I'm
same
pretty sure
characters.
this was supposed to be the movie that links First Class to the old X-Men
It
movies to
is.
make everything canon.
It
Yeah,
is.
I think that's pretty right.
It's a silly point.
I disagree with you there sternly. A stern disagreement with that. Absolutely. What have you been playing this week? You've been playing Brutal Legend.
Today, yeah.
Finally, no one of you guys played this game, I don't think. And a lot of the people who watch me stream it have bought it and played it because it's so fucking cool, that game, man.
It's
Are you loving it so far?
very much so.
It's
I'm
really
gonna
short
play
as
through
well.
that, is it?
Yeah, it's really short. It's not long. It's not short like you'll be done in a couple of hours, but it's not long enough to get boring.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean by that? So you know some games are
It's
like
as long as you make it, because it's an open world with collectibles. as
kind
well.
of a little bit,
Yeah.
but not really. It's the world's not very big. Do you know what I mean? It's just big enough to be right. It's not one of those games that's like, oh, we must make a fucking 18-hour game out of this because it's not 18 hours worth of stuff to be done. Do you know what I mean? So it's just right. By the time you finish with it, you're ready for it to be. You're happy with it. Yeah, and you finish on a high. So nothing wrong with that. You finish in a good mood. I love it when games do that. They're not needlessly long for the point of it, and that makes me really ill. It's like, what's the longest game you've played that you've put the most hours in terms of still doing content? Final Fantasy VII?
I couldn't compare it. I didn't have an active count for it. Oh God, what have you just fucking done?
Besides
Not like MMO.
WoW. Yeah, besides MMOs, but one that you were like completing. And just doing side. And I had so much side content that you were still just playing the game. You weren't like going collectibles or anything like
I'd probably either say Skyrim or Payday.
that. Surely you put more time in Oblivion.
Than Skyrim?
Mm.
Not really.
You put more time into Payday than Final Fantasy VII?
Probably.
I mean, you got everything in Final Fantasy VII, didn't you? The chocobos, the mansions.
That's not that hard. It really.
It didn't take that much time.
It took the longest part of Final. No, I'm thinking of 10 now. I'm thinking of 10. It didn't have the Dark Aeons in 7. 7 wasn't that long. I probably spent more time in Final Fantasy 10 than 7. 10 was amazing.
Minecraft can't count. Minecraft never ends. So that doesn't really count.
But yeah.
Call of Duty. Yeah. Skyrim. This is the big one for everybody. Did you 100% Skyrim?
No, I almost did.
Oh, you're close enough.
Yeah.
What was more length? What was more involved? Oblivion or Skyrim overall? Skyrim by miles?
Involved as in side quest, main quest.
I know Oblivion, you 100%ed it and you were at it for a long ass fucking time. But I remember when you finished Skyrim, you hadn't even had it that long.
No, because when I did that, I just wanted to. When I was doing that in Skyrim, it's because I wanted to. I was in a rush to basically find what I wanted to 100% the game with, class-wise. So I just went through the story, did a couple of side quests where I knew where now items were, got there, and then I went through the game and just discovered a lot of it on a class that I enjoyed, basically.
Oh, that's cool. I'm going to say, a lot of people say Fallout. I feel horrible that I can't get into Fallout 3.
I know, you didn't, did you?
No, I've tried. You know how many times I've tried to play Fallout 3 and enjoyed it, but never wanted to. You know, after I switched it off, I didn't want to rush back and pick it back up again, Fallout 3. And I don't know why, because it's my kind. It's one of those things that should be like that. And I did find myself doing what I guess everything you do in Fallout 3 is like, your mission is over there. Oh, a door. Oh, a cave. Oh, right, okay, I'm going in there.
Yeah.
I did all that stuff and I was loving it. I guess it's the same thing of, I think the actual length of the game puts me off it before I even do it. If that makes sense. And I feel really horrible because I know it's an amazing game.
I get excited by that. I get excited.
Yeah, I wish I had that. If someone tells me, hey, this game's you've got about 12 hours of gameplay in this, I'm like, dude, that is awesome. 12 hours, I'm more than happy. If someone says to me, I've got 1,000 hours, or even hundreds and hundreds of hours, I'm like, I don't know. It puts me off, even though I'm enjoying myself. I feel like I'm a masochist. Like, God, I love this game. I'm never going to play it again. Which just feels horrible because I fucking all this stuff. You guys feel that way? I mean, I know somebody just said same with Cookies the same way. 387 hours. See, that puts me off playing the game.
Really?
That absolutely puts me off because I just think I've got too much to do, which is a poor excuse because I have too much to do in terms of playing games. So I could be playing the one game.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know. I see people playing that game and just having a blast with it, and then I played it. I think the furthest I've got is destroying the first town with the nuke.
Oh, you did that. I didn't do that.
Yeah, I did that.
No, I did do it on the second playthrough. On my second.
You
you get a well better apartment if you destroy that. So
I didn't do any of that. I didn't find that out. But even just doing that bit, so I must have put. Well, let's check how many. I'll tell you how many hours I put into Fallout, and that is as far as I've got in the game because of how many times I have restarted the game because I uninstalled it and then just was like, okay, I'll try and Fallout again. Oh God, don't you hate it when you press a button in the middle of a live stream? It's the wrong button.
Yeah.
Where's my library? Games.
It's not there because you've just brought the menu off from the top of the screen because you full screened it like a child.
There you go. Library. Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition. 7 hours. That's all I've got in that game. 7 hours. And that's after multiple restarts of that game. 7 hours. And that's probably leaving it open as well.
I 100%ed that as well.
What, Fallout 3?
That was a pain because you had to do, if I remember rightly, you had to do it as different classes, but you had to do it as a good person, bad person, neutral person, and stuff like that. So every different class that I was playing, I had to do it with a different morality as well and stuff. But I sort of messed it up for that because, like I say, every game that you can be a stealth character, I'll always try that first. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the best, but I found myself, because in Fallout the DLC works out as just quest icons that appear on your map, and you go into that area, and I was a stealth character. Well, I was a sniper, sort of, a rifle guy.
You're always a sniper rifle guy.
I know. And I went to this area where the quest, basically the quest reward for it was a sneaking suit. So when you crouch, you're invisible.
Okay.
And then when you crouch,
even if you get seen, you crouch and they'll.
No, you need to move out crouched. But if you see any crouched, they'll see.
But if you stay crouched,
but if you're crouched, you see something in the distance. Like I can't remember what the beast is in Fallout, which is what everyone hates to see because they know they fuck you up. You can stand right in its face with a sniper rifle scope, then bring up the saps or whatever the fuck it was called.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Right there, 100%. Boom. Next one.
And it's just killed everything. So you made the game really trivially easy.
For that class, yeah, but then when I did it as a heavy, that was like using like heavy electronic weapons and shit like that, loved it.
Yeah, I generally feel bad at those times. Yeah. I really do feel bad because I know that game is amazing. Final Fantasy VII is the same. I bought Final Fantasy VII.
Deathclaw, that's it. Yeah.
I bought just to give some roundups here. Final Fantasy VII I bought and I was streaming it 3 hours. Is all I got into Final Fantasy VII. And I was like, I'm just done with this. I'm totally done.
I don't want to go back to it because I don't think I'll enjoy it as much as I did when I had it at the time.
Never played it.
Can you show you my hours played on Payday? There's another DLC weapon pack for Payday, but I've just.
But Saints Row 4.
33 hours. Class game.
I put 33 hours into a game that you could probably do super fast because I just had so much fucking fun in that game. And that's the thing. Once I was that hooked, the VAT system, yeah. But there's so many games like that I pick up because I saw Fallout 3 was obviously a Steam sale purchase. It's the only reason I bought it. And I think it was about £8 for Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition. I was like, I know that game is amazing. Which is like you have on the Steam sale is a game that you missed, and you know it's amazing. It's so fucking good. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get Fallout 3. The same with Skyrim. I'm going to really piss people off now. It's not even measured in hours.
107 minutes played.
Skyrim, 107 minutes. Just could not be asked. All these big games, but the short games, I've got loads of time. Infinite, 26 hours. Bioshock 2, 13 hours. Bioshock, 17 hours.
I've reinstalled that today to play after my Brutal Legend. I'm going to go back and I'm going to finish Origins. I'm excited for it, actually. Do you know what it is? I've thrown myself out of the mass grind that is Diablo 3 for a while.
Do you think Diablo 3 is going the way of the Titanfall? Or is it just a personal feeling?
What do you mean?
How are you guys still feeling about Reaper of Souls?
I still like it.
Now. It's 2 weeks since we last talked about it, where everybody was... we were all humping the shit out of it. I've not played it. I'm not that interested in it.
Yeah, I still like it. It's just the fact that now on my monk, where she's got quite decent gear, and now you're in a completely random loot system where there is a safeguard that you will get a legendary every 2 hours if one doesn't drop. But that
You're guaranteed?
Yeah, it's called the safety net. Every 2 hours at least you will get a legendary. Now, that legendary is a random of every legendary. And doesn't necessarily mean class specific, because it doesn't anymore. It should do, unless it's a bug that they need to fix, because I'm getting other classes on my monks. Now, waiting for those drops that you want in set pieces as well, man. A full set, set armor and a weapon out of a fucking catalogue of stuff. One every 2 hours, maybe a few every 2 hours, but still even a few every 2 hours. It's a fucking grind. I just got to where I'm getting the same bullshit, and I thought, I'm getting tired of this. And then when you get people like Derek, our fucking friend who hardly plays it, who just caps his monk, gets a Thunder Fury. So yeah,
that's fucking funny.
So I basically, when I do play it, I'm going on to my other characters that are less geared now, so I can just gear them up, and maybe back in time I'll come back to my monk. I do still favour the monk and try and get them items, but right now I'm investing a lot of time in a Hearthstone, and when I'm not playing that, I'm playing the games on my archive that I didn't finish before I reformatted my computer. So I've got a few there.
Hearthstone, Shadow Naxxramas.
Look forward to it.
Excellent way of revealing that game. I just want to check Binding of Isaac because people asked. I'm going to be upset, aren't I?
229 hours in Binding of Isaac. GG.
Missing one achievement.
2.
No, that's complete all achievements.
Oh, right.
Missing one achievement. But the thing is about Binding of Isaac, which Binding of Isaac is one of my favourite games of all time, is that one the achievements are worth getting because you get an item every time, which makes the game more interesting.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I even cared about the achievements, is you get an item every time you do them. But the last one I don't get an item for, and I have no interest in doing it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so we're getting the Shadow Naxxramas. Fucking amazing, right?
It's a solo player quest, isn't it?
It's a quest that gives you a legendary card at the end, and all sorts of new cards involving death rolls. Such a great fucking idea.
There is going to be, I think it's a new hero, actually, isn't it? Hagen the Unclean. But that to me blew my fucking mind, because A, it opens the possibilities to more heroes. B, if they're doing it as Hagen, it's going to be one wing of 4 wings of Naxxramas.
Yep. And maybe even then you're going to be getting Sapphiron and maybe Kel'Thuzad.
Exactly.
As a finale.
And then you're moving on. You could, I mean, you've got to obviously take out of account the cards of the legendaries, but Lich King?
Well, if they go without raid bosses, which is nobody will have a problem with it.
Yeah,
that's really. They've already used Illidan. Illidan's in the tutorial.
Yeah.
But I definitely new classes you've got DK sat waiting.
Exactly.
And Monk.
Oh, classes, yeah, of course.
The new heroes are already set in stone. That's the good thing about Hearthstone. People kind of know what you're going to get. You're going to get a Death Knight. You're probably going to get a Monk as well in the distant future. Fucking cool. But I've gone off playing Hearthstone a little bit. I was starting to get pretty good at the arena runs. I was getting 8-9 wins on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah.
And now I've just gone to watching it in between editing and stuff. Playing it, I'm not that bothered about anymore, but it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will be seeing the Death Knight. I think people are pissed about Hearthstone being so successful, but it's such a wonderful game to play.
I'm actually like saving up for an iPad just so that I can play that. I shit you not. When I go away,
I'm glad you do not handle any of my finances.
I need an iPad.
I need an iPad to play
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
This is the gospel
That's the
truth.
worst reason.
This is the gospel truth. I'm actually saving up for an iPad because mine's fucked at the minute. I'm saving up for one for the
I thought you
holidays.
had an iPad. You got like
I've got one, but it's fucked.
A friend's
old
one. Yeah, it was a friend's old one, wasn't it?
But it's fucked. So I'm gonna say I was saving up for an iPad. It's basically for Ava, for films and shit like that, for long hauls and shit. But as soon as I saw the release of it, and then my friend got it on when it was in like the Canada version of it. Well, it's still the same version, but released for Canada, and it had it on your screen. And when I saw it operate like it does on my screen, everything, even when your opponent...
I can imagine it's perfect.
Yeah.
I imagine it was designed with that in mind.
Exactly. And it's obviously going to be a fucking gold mine for Blizzard. But even when your opponent hovers over cards and stuff, you can see everything, the arrows go into it, and I saw it play like that. On an iPad 2, which is still an old iPad, I was like, I'm going to have to speed up my plans. But yeah, I'm loving this shit out of it, man. I absolutely love it.
I'm dreading putting my son on a plane.
You will be
dreading putting my son on a plane. Well, let's suppose
All
when's
right.
BlizzCon being announced?
Yeah.
When is BlizzCon being announced? Because we want to go to BlizzCon. Like I said, the dream is to try and take our families because they kind of deserve it after 2 years of putting up with our fucking YouTubing bullshit.
You're YouTubing bullshit. I'm actually a successful artworker.
Quick, honest question: how many times have you used my YouTubing bullshit to escape the house and come around here in 2 years?
If she's watching, I'm in so much shit right now. Thank you.
Have you ever?
No.
No, never. Of course she's watching. Yeah, right. But yeah, I'm joining because a trip to America, and
Mate,
I mean, how long's the flight? Because it's
8 hours.
West Coast.
No, it's not.
It is.
Well,
California.
You land in East Coast, don't you?
California's West Coast.
I thought you land East Coast and then California's West Coast.
Yeah, but it's in California, so we'll have to go to West Coast.
From East Coast.
No, you can fly straight over, I think. Oh, you might have to stop over.
Okay. Then it's, I don't know, like...
16 hours?
No.
14?
Maybe like 12. It's not as bad as you think, man. Well, you're going to...
I don't want to go.
Where's your honeymoon? Dominican?
Yeah.
That's 8 hours. You'll be fine. Occupy your child on takeoff and landing. You are sorted. That is all you need.
I'm dreading it.
That is all you need, man.
I am absolutely dreading it so much. Shocking.
15 hours, someone said.
15 hours, yeah. 15 hours.
Yeah, you can't get a direct flight, so you're looking at 8
he'll
hours,
be one.
5 hours.
Can you believe he'll be one by the time BlizzCon is? That is fucking gone fast, isn't it? He's going to be 1 year old. Anyway, let's get back before we get nerdy. Let's take a quick break. Then we'll start more chats with you guys. There's a couple of other WoW subjects I want to talk about, actually.
Okay.
That we've skipped. So a little bit of WoW stuff, and then we'll talk about that quick and then get into talking with you guys. So thanks for sticking with us. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Just take 2 minutes. I'm dying for a pee. So we'll be right back.
Nice.